All right, this is another round of the 10-minute warm-up. Let's go ahead and start this all fours, and we'll take this into the wrist right away. So go ahead, set this up, wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath your hips, and bring the hands just a little bit closer to the knees than usual. And then with your palms facing down, rotate your fingertips out to the side and then in toward your knees as far as you can go, both hands. Spread your fingers wide, dig your fingertips down into your mat or into the floor. Press your spine up toward the ceiling, just circle your shoulders over your wrists here for a moment. And keep the grip, keep the tension in your hands so the fingertips stay pressing down. All right, now while you hold this, just come into center. And then keep your chest facing down, arms straight, still gripping. Extend your right leg straight back, reach to the big toe, lower the right hip so your hips are squared. And we're going to pulse this sideways so your body's going to move like a fish here, bringing that right foot over the left. So keep gripping the floor and then move on my count. So go ahead, pulse that right foot to the left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right knee down. Still gripping the floor. Extend your left leg straight back, reach to the big toe, lower your left hip so your hip stays squared. And then pulse to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your left knee down. Now come up onto the fingertips. I want to take this into a gorilla stretch, and this is still going to be a wrist stretch here to start. So come up onto your feet, keep your fingertips down, stay folded, and keep this loose and keep your knees bent. Now feet about hips width distance apart. Let your belly touch your thighs, stay loose with this, and then one at a time bring your hands underneath your feet. So palms up, backs of the hands down, spread your fingers wide, and bring the toes in all the way to the wrist creases. Now keep your fingers spread wide and keep your hands tense, fingertips pressing down, and then just start to dig the toes into the wrists. You can go light with the pressure from the feet, and you can always take it further if you like, maybe lifting one heel and then the other. Hands stay tense. You could lift both heels, just be sure you don't fall forward. And if you want to combine this with a hamstring stretch, you could pull the elbows to the sides and draw your torso further down, but just take things to where you like. You can just play around with the different options to add on here. All right, and then just slowly release this. So one at a time, bring your hands out from underneath your feet. Hands to your hips, keep your knees bent, and just roll this up to standing, up to vertical. And take a moment, shake your hands out, loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then just relax your arms at your sides. Now we're going to take this into a round of Hindu squats from here, from standing. And the key here, there's a few things going on actually. So what I want you to try to do is use your core to keep your torso upright. And that's going to be hard to do. You're going to want to lean forward, keep in mind. If you do, no big deal, but resist it as much as you can. You can keep your hands at your hips or reach your arms straight forward. But try to keep your shoulders pulled back, keep your torso upright as best you can. I'm going to do this with my hands on my hips, but take a position that works for you. So feet about hips width distance. Dig your toes into the floor, lift your heels, keep the heels lifted. And now as we take this down, squeeze the ankles toward each other, bend the knees travel forward, and just sink straight down. Try to come all the way down to the heels. You can stop at any point, but keep your heels lifted as you come back up, and then just set your feet flat once you're up. I'm going to do 9 more of these. Go ahead, lift your heels, try to keep your torso upright, sink down, take it slow, not excruciatingly slow, but keep the motion smooth, all the way back up, and then heels down for 2. Lift your heels, sink down, let the knees go forward. And then bring it back up, set your feet flat for 3. Lift your heels, sink down low, keep your gaze forward, keep your balance. Lift back up and set the heels for 4. Heels up, keep looking forward, try to hold your torso upright, sink down. And then come all the way back up and set the heels for 5. Lift your heels, sink down, knees forward, try to keep your spine upright. Come all the way back up, feet flat for 6. Heels up, sink down, let the knees go forward as they bend. And then come all the way back up, set your feet flat for 7. Heels up, sink down low. And then bring it back up, heels to the floor for 8. Lift the heels up again, sink down low, let your knees go forward. And then all the way back up, set your heels down for 9. Lift the heels, sink down low, keep your torso upright. And then come back up and set the heels for 10. Now I want to take one more and just stay down on the floor this time. So I want you to lift your heels, take it down slow, And then once you're down, bring your hands down between your knees. And then once your hands are down, go ahead, bring your knees down. Actually, no, bring one hand down to the floor behind you, then the other, and come down to a seat. And once you're down from here, just go ahead and move the knees side to side, twist and loosen up your body a little bit. And then go ahead and bring your feet back into center. And let's set this up for reverse tabletop. Now, feet in front of you about hips width distance, hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width, palms down. Now, if you can, try to rotate your fingertips forward. You can always have your fingers pointing out to the sides, right and left. Go ahead, press down, just lift your seat up off the mat. And let's go up and down from here. So with an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift up for 2. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift for 3. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, bring it up for 4. And then exhale, come down. Inhale, lift for 5. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up for 6. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift for 7. Exhale, sink back down. And then lift up for 8. And come back down. Now bring it up for 9. Come back down. And then lift up for 10. And come back down. Now just set yourself down, shake your hands out for a moment. I want to take another variation. So when you're ready, again, feet hips width in front of you, hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width. Try to rotate the fingers forward if you can. And you can always rotate to the side again. So just lift up off the floor. And then once you lift it, let's take a figure 4. So I want you to bring your right ankle past your left thigh. Now keep the knee to the side and keep the toes of the right foot curled. And then just lift your hips up as high as you can. Stay lifted. And let's go back and forth from here with the right leg pressing into the left. So sink the right hip down, try to touch the floor. And then press up for 1. Sink this down again. And press up for 2. Sink back down. Press up for 3. Sink back down. Press up for 4. Sink back down. And then lift for 5. And then set the right foot down. And go let your hips sink down. Take it on the other side. Left ankle crosses your right thigh. Curl the toes of your left foot. And keep the left leg pressing into the right. Lift your hips and squeeze your glutes. Now sink down. Try to bring that left hip to the floor. Press up for 1. Bring it back down again. And lift for 2. Sink the left hip down. Bring it up for 3. Sink that hip down. And bring it up for 4. Sink the hip down. And then lift up for 5. Set the left foot down. Squeeze your glutes. Press up higher still. Now maybe look forward, maybe look up, maybe hang your head back. Keep your glutes squeezing. Take an inhale. With the exhale, come all the way down. Once you're down, shake your hands out for a moment. And then when you're ready, cross at the ankles, come forward, your hands in all fours. And then we are going to take this into a lopsided setup from here. So I want you to bring the right forearm down to the floor. So right elbow stays to the side. Bring your right hand towards center. So that form's diagonal in relation to the rest of your body. Now slide your left hand back, elbow above the wrist, but keep the elbow pulled into your side. Now I want to take this to a full plank. So I want you to step your feet straight back, legs together. Bring your body into line and keep your chest facing down. Now keep that left elbow pulled in. And then left leg straight, but lift the toes up off the floor. Go back and forth. Knee to left shoulder. Extend this back. Pull the knee forward for 2 and extend it back. Bring the knee forward for 3 and extend. Bring the knee forward for 4 and extend. Left knee forward for 5 and extend. Left knee forward for 6 and extend. Left knee forward for 7 and extend. Left knee forward for 8 and extend. Left knee forward for 9. Extend the leg. Left knee forward for 10. Now extend the leg back, set the toes down. Walk your feet in. Bring your hips up high. Keep the left elbow pulled in. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, bring your knees down to the mat. And come up onto both hands. Take a couple breaths. And that should take a little bit out of you. It's not that easy to do. Of course, we got to take it on the other side. So once you're ready, take that lopsided setup again, this time with the left forearm down. So left elbow to the side, bring your left hand into center, so that forearm's diagonal. Slide your right hand back, elbow stacks above the wrist, keep the elbow pulled into your side. Now go ahead, step your feet back, bring your body into line, find that plank, legs together. Now keep the right elbow pulled in, and lift the toes of the right foot up off the floor. Now right knee forward to the right shoulder. Extend this back. Bring the knee forward for 2. Extend it back. Pull the knee forward for 3. Extend it back. Right knee forward for 4. And extend. Bring the knee forward for 5. and extend. Bring the knee to your shoulder for 6 and extend. Knee forward for 7 and extend. Knee forward for 8 and extend. Knee forward for 9 and extend. Bring the knee forward for 10. Extend the leg back, set your foot down. Walk your feet in. Bring your hips up as high as you can. Keep that right elbow pulled in. And then go set your knees down. And come up onto your hands. Come into all fours, move around, breathe. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and take a seat. And that is a 10-minute warm-up for this round. Thank you very much.